In objection handling, one of the most important things is using what I call the 6 steps to objection handling, the 6 steps to becoming a champion objection handler. And the first step of the 6 is pause. You've got to take a pause. Before you leap in and handle that objection, you need to pause. Pause for a moment. Pause to collect yourself. Pause to understand what was being said. Pause and relax. What happens for most agents is they leap into the middle of that objection almost too quickly sometimes, and almost as if they're trying to shove it back in their client's mouth and not let it come out. So recognize pause is the first step. The second would be to acknowledge. Acknowledge that there is an issue here or a challenge or a problem. Acknowledge the reality that they have a concern. And it's a very simple technique. And you can say something to the effect of, I understand what you're saying. I can appreciate your concern in this area. Acknowledge that there's a valid concern on their part. And again, it doesn't mean you're agreeing that they're correct. It just means you're acknowledging. So you pause, acknowledge. Then you explore. You explore why they feel the way they do or why they are sharing the information that they're sharing with you. Why they feel that your commission is too high, as an example, or why they feel that you're not experienced enough, or why they feel that your company is too large or too small, or whatever the objection may be. Why do they feel the way that they do, and why is that a concern of theirs? Can you tell me a little bit more about the concern that you have? So you pause, acknowledge, explore. Fourth step is isolate. This is the magic step that most salespeople overlook. They don't isolate the objection. They don't work to isolate and realize and pin down, if you will, that this is the only objection that exists, that this is the one barrier between you and making the sale. You've got to make sure that you're isolating before you go into the answering section. Isolation script like, provided that we resolve this important issue that you've brought up, are you ready to proceed forward and working with me? Or, is this the only issue that's holding you back from signing the contract? Provided that we resolve this, are you ready to move forward and sign the contract? If we were to resolve the commission issue that you've brought up, besides that, are you ready to move forward and work with me? Recognize that if you don't isolate, what will happen, generally speaking, is that if you go to answering that objection and you answer it even credibly, they often will bring up another objection out in terms of the sale. And so you want to get them all on the table before you start answering them, because you know once you answer them and they agree that you've answered them well, it gives you an opportunity to make the sale. So you pause, acknowledge, explore, isolate. Then fifth is answer. See, there are 4 steps before you go into any kind of scripted answer that you prepared or learned or practiced or perfected, whatever it may be. You go through those 4 steps first, then you answer. And the answer could be, no, I don't do that. I mean, that would be a valid answer. No, do you have any other questions? No, as an example, for commission objection is an answer. It may not be the answer that works all the time, and I guarantee you it won't, but it'll work a good portion of the time. At the end of the day, if you paused, acknowledged, explored, isolated, and then answered well, then you get to the last step, which is close. See, I really believe objections are an offensive opportunity in a sales moment. And what you're looking for is an offensive opportunity. And when you get an objection, you have to mentally be prepared that this is an opportunity for you to do business, close on the contract, and make the sale. It's offensive. So recognize that once you answer it, your job is to close. Your job is to take that answer, that agreement, and turn around and make a definitive statement of your belief that you are the agent for the job. Bob and Mary, there isn't any doubt in my mind that based on your concern that we just resolved in terms of the marketing area, that I am the best agent for the job. That I can get your home sold in the way that you want it, for the price that you want it, in the right terms and the right conditions. There isn't any doubt in my mind that there is no better agent to do that job. Let's get started right now. So you answer, then close. If you follow that 6-step process to objection handling, I guarantee you that you will see dramatic results in your success in terms of your ability to close more contracts, sell more of the buyers and sellers you're directly in front of right now, and do more business.